Hello everyone and welcome back to this brand new video. So for today I have a deck built around Unpredictable Cyclone. Now what does Unpredictable Cyclone do? Good thing you asked. So all of what it does is that instead of cycling a card, you exile a card from the top of your library until you hit a card that shares a card type with it. Meaning that if you, for example, exile a sorcery, you keep exiling until you exile a sorcery. If you exile an enchantment, if you cycle an enchantment, you keep going until you exile an enchantment. What do you do with that card? You can just cast it without paying its mana cost, and we are trying to abuse this as a deck. So how are we trying to do that? For our creatures, we have our Lava Serpent that can be cycled to just dig for our Yidaro, meaning that for 2 mana we can always get a 5/5 with haste or just an 8/8 with haste, and both of those are super good to hit. Cycling Yidaro into Yidaro from the first time feels super fun to do. Besides that, we have our sorcery package, which is Boon of the Wish Giver and Inspired Ultimatum, meaning that whenever we pay 1 mana, we can either just draw 5 cards or we can just draw 4 cards. And Ancestral Recall is broken for 1 mana because it draws you 3 cards. Now just imagine how drawing 4 cards for 1 mana feels like. That's gonna be pretty much it for the sorcery package. Now for our enchantment package, we are running Shark Typhoon that when cycled can either get us into Omen of the Sea or Omen of the Sun, and both of these are very good hits. So how does the deck function in general? It's kind of a control or kind of slow deck that tries to get to the long game by stalling with cards like Omen of the Sea, Teferi and Narset. Narset is also good because it can help us ditch any additional copies of Cyclone that we don't need, since it is a replacement effect, meaning that additional copies of Cyclone do not do anything, and it can just help us gain life and survive to the long game. And because all of our creatures have activated abilities, because all of our permanents have activated abilities, we can run Zirda as our companion, which will help us always have a play on turn 3 when we don't always have it, and that can ensure that we survive. So that's going to be pretty much it for the deck. If you want me to build a best of 3 version of this deck, I would not mind to do that. Just tell me in the comments down below. Join my Discord server so we can discuss how to go about it. And with that, I'll see you in the games. Going into our first game of Jeskai Cyclone, I'm very excited to see how this game is going to play out. The deck is something I'm very excited to try out. Yidaro has been such a fun card, especially when I pull him in draft. I've won most of the drafts where I get to first pick this. It's been so funny to just pay 2 mana and then sometimes out of nowhere just get an 8/8 attack out of nowhere. Or like sometimes hard casting it is also an option with draft. Because like the game will get to a point where you're gonna have to pay 7 mana out of nowhere and get a Godzilla. Actually a Yidaro, but doesn't matter. Whatever he is, we just love you, Yidaro. Opponent is considering, I think, whether to keep or not, and I don't know why it's taking that long, but opponent, you take your time as long as you're not playing mono red or aggro. I don't think someone with Tamiyo sleeves would be playing an aggro deck, at least I choose to believe so. I really like the Tamiyo sleeves, they look super cool. Let's just take a moment to appreciate them. Opponent, please don't be playing mono red, please. Alright, so opponent not playing mono red. Him playing Rakdos might not be that better, but I still believe that I respect Rakdos players more than mono red players. If you're a mono red player and you're watching my channel, don't worry, you get the mono red pass. Anyone who watches my channel and plays mono red gets the mono red pass. Opponent's playing aggro anyways. After he heard that he gets the pass if he watches my channel, you better start watching my channel if you're playing aggro. That's the good thing about Zirda being our companion. We can just now cast it next turn and use it to kind of block that way. We're going to cycle our Godzilla because we're trying to go and hit our Unpredictable Cyclone. That's always something you should keep in mind. Try to get your Cyclone as soon as possible. I really want to know what's the issue with this always cycling into itself. I really do not know how that works, but I'm not complaining. I actually love it. But how does that work? So Zirda making everything in our hand cost 2 less to activate, meaning that we get to cycle this for 1, because Zirda just says that activities just cost 2 less, so that's super exciting to do. Opponent, if you attack with the Butcher, we're going to block most likely, so I don't think we mind. Even if we do lose our Zirda at the end, it's completely fine. We can just untap, play our Triumph, play our Narset, dig for our Unpredictable Cyclone for next turn. Then I think we can just take over the game, assuming our opponent is not playing Enchantment 8, meaning one enchantment card you might have would be the one that from Theros that says each opponent sacrifices an enchantment. Alright, so opponent does not attack, and yes, playing Cavalcade with the Dreadwood Butcher is super good synergy. Opponent, I think you should be proud of yourself for doing that. So we're going to activate our Narset to kind of dig for something. So we're just going to -2. And we're going to sacrifice our, let's see. So we're most likely going to discard our Godzilla, and I'm very sorry for all of you for discarding Yidaro. but I don't. Let's see. I think our Narset is gonna die next turn because opponent's gonna attack it with this, meaning that Cavalcade is gonna deal 1 damage to it anyways. So I want to keep that Narset, but do I pitch that one? That's the question. I think just pitching Yidaro is the right choice, and I'm sorry for any Yidaro fan watching this. I'm very sorry you had to see this. I apologize from the bottom of our heart. Or he could just deal 2 damage to the Narset if he doesn't see the route I'm talking about. That also works. I mean, that's also an option. Opponent does not see the other route that I had in mind. That's completely fine. We're just not going to attack with our Yidaro. I mean with our Zirda. I'm still not over discarding Yidaro. I love you, Yidaro. I love everything that you represent and everything that you do for all of us. I mean, that's enough loving Yidaro. I mean to see what's happening in this game. Double Cavalcade is fine because that just means we're going to take 2. I mean, we're taking 3, which is not the worst issue. Next turn we can play our Narset, gain some life, kind of force him to deal with that. Assuming he doesn't play a 1-drop. If he doesn't play another 1-drop, we should be fine with him just dealing that much damage. Opponent does not do anything, which is fine. I mean, next turn we can always just plus and actually cast the Boon. That's also good. So we're going to play our Narset. We're going to keep this in our hand just in case we would need it for next turn. Or what we could also go for is minus Narset and kill that Vampire, which is I think what we're gonna go for. Worst case, we just discard a land that we don't need. Please hit that Cyclone. That's not a Cyclone. So Narset, I'm sorry, but we kind of need this to die, and I'd much rather keep a draw 4 card in my hand than new Narset. New Narset is a kind of draw 2, but I don't think it's going to survive enough in this deck. We're going to not attack just in case he top decks something with haste. I'd much rather block. Opponent shocks our Narset, meaning that I'm just going to attack. Butcher would be annoying off the top, but besides that, I believe we should be fine. Next turn, we're going to take a turn off just to draw 4, except that if we top deck our Cyclone. If we do top deck our Cyclone, I think we're just going to keep life as is. So we're going to take 3 out of nowhere, which is completely annoying, but that's fine. And we're going to attack next turn anyways, because when this attacks, we can't block, so might as well attack. And we do top deck our Cyclone, meaning that we could be just 1 mana away from just casting our ultimatum, or just throwing another 4 cards for 1 mana. So let's do this. So 1 mana, do we draw 5 cards, gain 5 life, or do we just draw 4 cards? So what happens? And we do get to resolve our ultimatum. So opponent, I'm sorry, but I'm gonna have to gain 5 life. Your creature is going to die, and I'm going to just draw 5 cards for 1 mana. I mean, that's the power of Cyclone. And now we can just repeat all of that next turn. Maybe we can cycle our Cyclone into our Shark Typhoon, and by that point, having a Shark Typhoon and a Cyclone active on the field is game breaking. Especially because you get to cast whatever you exile without paying for its mana cost, meaning that you could end up just having a you could just end up having a 6/6 Shark out of nowhere. We're gonna sacrifice, why am I lost? We're gonna cycle our Cyclone first, and because of Zirda, we're gonna have to we're not gonna have to pay a bunch of mana for it. I'm gonna decline to actually play it because I want to have more hits in the deck. We're gonna cycle our Lava Serpent, hopefully, and that ensures us that we hit our Yidaro. So Yidaro, where are you, man? Hello, boy! So our big boy enters the battlefield, and opponent, I don't know why I did not concede yet, but you shall concede soon, because 1 mana Ancestral Recall is going to get played again. So what is going to happen? We are going to hit an Inspired Ultimatum once more. That's super fun. Especially because we get to loop it once more. I'm sorry, I meant to deal 5 damage to him, not have him gain life. So what would be good in this position? Actually, anything would be good in this position. I'm going to probably cast Shark Typhoon next turn. So I think right now the good play is to just Narset. Minus our Narset, kill that Scorch Spitter, attack for lethal. I mean, yeah, there's no next turn. Scrap everything I said, there is no next turn. So we're just going to discard our Omen of the Sea because we don't need it, and now we can just attack for lethal out of nowhere. So this is the power of untapping with an Unpredictable Cyclone. Opponent, at least give us the nice. Opponent does not want to give us the nice, and with that, I'll see you in the next game. So going into our second game of Jeskai Cyclone, I'm very excited to see how this deck is going to perform, especially after that last insane game. It was so much fun. Our 3 Narset and 3 white sources is not what I want to see, especially that all of them are tapped, meaning that we probably won't get to do anything very soon. This is a better hand. It's not the best, but it's like better. We're just going to keep our Cyclone because it's our namesake card, and we're just going to bottom our Lava Serpent. Lava Serpent, but we have to bottom anything anyways. So we're going to play our Temple, trying to dig for something that's good. I think a land drop is more important at this stage than a Boon of the Wishgiver, although Boon is good because it ensures that we have something to cycle when we play our Cyclone, but that's not good enough in my opinion. Boon is playing a Mutate deck, and this is not going to do anything to us because, as you can tell, we don't play creatures directly, we play them at very later stages in the game. I mean, Zirda might just be the only thing that we can hit with this. So Ashbringer is also annoying, but not that annoying. I mean, that's fine so far. If he continues that way, I believe that we will be able, to come back into this game. Teferi would be very good at this stage, honestly. It's not a Teferi, but it's a land, so we're going to probably keep it. Maybe we just cycle our Typhoon next turn. Actually, I don't think I'm going to cycle my Typhoon anymore, just because we did ensure that we keep a land on top. And we're going to keep the Boon of the Wishgiver because we definitely have something to play our Cyclone. Something to cycle for our Cyclone, and that feels super good. If you get to untap with this board state, I believe that there's not a lot of things that can hurt us in the long run. Mirror Shield is not something that I expected. So what are you doing, opponent? What does this do at the end? You give a hexproof, and whenever a creature with Death Touch blocks it, destroy that creature. Sure, I can see this being situational, but I've never expected this to see play. So we're going to play our Sacred Foundry, play our Zirda. Obviously we're not going to block with our Zirda because it's very important to us, and I don't want it to die to just a Mamba or anything that weird. One's probably gonna equip the shield to it anyways. So opponent, what are you equipping the shield to? Is the shield part of a combo that I don't know? The only shield I know is the WWE one, and obviously that one just got dismantled and destroyed. So besides that, I don't know a lot of combos revolving around Mirror Shield. So maybe I'm just missing something. If I'm not wrong, Zirda still kills the Mamba, so nothing happened. Maybe he wants to protect his combo piece. Maybe opponent is that type of person. He wants to protect those who are dear to him, so he just wants to protect his Mamba. If that is the case, opponent, I respect you a lot for everything that you did. So we're going to keep our Zirda back just in case, and I don't believe that it's a deck that wants to attack just yet. By the way, that something very funny, us bottoming the Lava Serpent ensures that Godzilla will always get another Godzilla, not Godzilla Yidaro. That is not something I expected. I'm gonna be very honest with all of you, that's not something I expected. And we're just going to take, if I'm not wrong, a bunch of damage. Yes, a bunch of damage is damage. So what we really need to hit is the ultimatum. We really need to gain some life at this stage. This is going to be very annoying. So do we hit the ultimatum? Yes, we do. Thank you, deck. We're going to gain 5 life, deal 5 damage to this. Goodbye. And we hit another Yidaro just in case. We hit all of the Yidaros. Why? I believe they do shuffle themselves into the deck, so I think that's fine. Yeah, they do shuffle themselves into the deck, so I think we're fine. So Yidaro is going to get another Yidaro to block in case he deals with the first one. We can just spam one out of nowhere with combat, so that's fine. So opponent, show me how you're going to deal with my 8-8. Really show me how you're going to deal with my 8-8. Yeah, I thought so, opponent. A bunch of Shark Typhoons are not bad, especially because we can get to hardcast them very soon in case we need to. Opponent is going to play his Shittering Harvester, meaning that he thinks that the way is clear, but it is not. I think he can deal damage to something. So this is going to get -2/-2, although we're going to sacrifice it. He's also going to deal 4 damage to it, gain life, and then sacrifice a creature. That's annoying, but opponent, I don't know if you know, but Godzilla is coming for you. So opponent, I'm very sorry you had this happen to you, but come on, this is very fun. So it's either that or Serpent. Thank God it wasn't the Serpent, because Serpent would have just died. And opponent, you're about to meet Yidaro. So Yidaro, block. I really like Cyclone, how much untapped potential this card is. It's super good. And I believe that Unpredictable Cyclone isn't the only thing with untapped potential. I believe that you, my viewer, has untapped potential, and that you can do anything you set your mind to. So whatever you think you can do, believe me, you can do it. And I think you'd not subscribe to this to hear me give you a motivational speech. You're here to see jank, and jank you will see. So Omen of the Sea is good because it can dig us for a bunch of additional things to cast, or maybe to cycle, because we're not going to cast anything obviously in this deck. Teferi is good because it gets to bounce this abomination that almost cost us the game. Burning Shield, Mirror Shield, you can just leave right away. So, and then after that, we're probably going to cycle our Yidaro, start doing some damage to our opponent. 8 damage out of nowhere is no joke. Like, obviously no joke. Who would laugh at 8 damage out of nowhere? Yeah, I thought so. So next turn maybe we hardcast our Typhoon, and that should be enough to run away with the game. And it's very funny that next time we cycle Yidaro, we're just going to be able to get Yidaro from both the Cyclone and from Yidaro himself. So we're going to play our Yidaro. Opponent just take damage out of nowhere. Sorry you had to take 8 damage out of nowhere, but that's how life works. You just get hit out of nowhere, but you have to keep going. And yes, I'm gonna stop with the motivation, I promise. So opponent down to 23, meaning that Yidaro is just a 3-turn clock. Maybe we get our Serpent, we accelerate our clock. If not, maybe Shark Typhoon can accelerate our clock. We can do this. We can come back into this game. So opponent, what do you top deck? What is something that opponent might draw and that could kill us out of nowhere? I don't think so. Soren is something that can actually be annoying because he can get back the snapbacks. And I've honestly not ever considered that snapbacks can be brought back with the Soren. I obviously never thought about that. Good news is we can just cycle our Narset. Use our Narset to kill it. I'm sorry opponent, but your snapbacks has to go. Let me just cycle with my Temple. Boon is something we're going to keep definitely. Because look at this amazing sequence of play we can go for. Right now we can just minus our Narset. We're going to get our Boon. After we get our Boon, we're going to discard our Shark Typhoon to deal damage to this. Alright, so that just dies. Sorry opponent, but I'm not actually sorry, you almost tried to kill me. So you deserve it. So we're going to attack for 8, and now what I will do, what I believe is the right play, is to not cycle anything, not do anything this turn. And now just keep the Shark Typhoon for next turn and cast it. And we're just going to play Omen of the Sun at end step. So that way we kind of increase our clock a bit. And that should be enough for us to win the game. Return something converted to mana cost 3 or less is not something I care about, honestly. Opponent is gonna boost the toughness a bit, maybe that helps him survive a bit more, but that's fine. Giving it hexproof also means I can't interact with it, but I don't think I want to interact with it anyways. A top deck, snapbacks could be annoying, but I believe that's the only thing that bothers us that much. Besides that, I think we're going to be fine. We're just going to plus so we can hardcast our Shark Typhoon. We didn't need to, but it's better to keep some mana to cycle. So let's do this. I'm very excited to see what I hit. So cycle Boon of the Wishgiver, and let's see what do I get. What do I get? I either just draw 5 or just draw 4, which is decent enough. That's fine. We're going to draw 4. Shark Typhoon is going to trigger. A bunch of good things are going to happen off of this. So we get our 6/6. Next turn our opponent is definitely dead. If only it wasn't Lava Serpent, maybe I could have cycled Yidaro to get another Lava Serpent, but sadly we can't do that anymore. So we're just going to attack for 8, and I believe that should be enough to win the game next turn. I think just having this as a haste creature should be enough to win. If I'm wrong, if my opponent can top deck something to keep him alive, I'm actually excited to see what that is. So opponent just takes 8. Very, very, what's the word? Brave from our opponent. Very, very brave. I could have plus Teferi, but I don't think I need to, honestly. So let's see, opponent, what can you do? You can lose. So opponent, are you actually roping us? I'm playing such a cool deck. I don't deserve to get roped. Opponent is reading our creatures. If he is reading and if he doesn't know how something works, it's understandable, I don't mind. But don't be roping. So opponent draws a land, and I think that's just game over. If he tries to kill our walker, I'll just give it to him. He did just watch all of this combo happen and he did not concede. So opponent, if you want to kill one of my walkers, I'll let you do it. Good game, opponent. Good game. Let's just give him the good game. And we can just hardcast our Inspired Ultimatum. I think we're just a control player in me likes casting Inspired Ultimatum. So we're just going to do that. Could have won a different way, but I just want to hardcast my Ultimatum. Ultimatum is just so much fun to play. Trust me, this card is so much fun to play. So opponent, are you going to rope us, please? So we draw 5 cards and we're just going to attack for game. I'm not going to over attack because I respect my opponent. Just attacking with a flying creature, you do not have flying, that should be enough for us to win the game. So opponent, take damage. Let's just give him the good game because opponent was a very, very nice player. Good game. So that's gonna be pretty much it for the deck. If you guys enjoyed, please do consider liking the video and subscribing because it helps the channel a lot. Join my Discord server if you want to discuss any future decks that you want me to play. And with that, I'll see you guys next time.